All right, on to the semifinals, and we have a regular participant in these Duels of Runeterra tournaments. He won Duels of Runeterra number 11. Introducing in the corner, Random7HS. I always wanted to do that. We gotta do that during a cast. All right. Anyways, we got Random7HS versus Garretz, who is pretty big on the Brazilian Legends of Runeterra scene, you could say. And yeah, this matchup was definitely a fun one to watch. Random running Turbo Deep, which just I saw way more in this tournament than I expected to, right? BBG was running a version of Turbo Deep as well. If you don't know what it is, it's basically Ezreal Nautilus, and you draw a bunch of cards, and you go deep super fast, hence the name Turbo Deep. And we have Fiora Garen, which again seems to be, you know, Ionia Demacia, a pretty popular lineup this tournament. And of all things, Spooky Karma. You know, chat was giving us a lot of crap, too, for kind of, you know, just talking crap about Spooky Karma most of the match, but I gotta Spooky Karma. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You guys can watch the game. So, anyways, top 4, Random7HS versus Garretz. Let's go.
We can get both hands.
Yeah.
It makes casting Spooky Arma matchups a lot easier.
Yeah, right. Alright, let me do this. Minimize this. And I really hope Random changes his resolution, but we'll see here in 1 second. And yeah, that resolution, man. Alright, hold on. Random, I think, is streaming at a wicked high resolution.
Oh.
Yeah.
A wicked high resolution on a small screen. Oh boy.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I'm gonna see if I can try to fix this quick. Hold on, guys.
Alright, so according to the scorecard, we have Glop versus BBG. BBG has changed his name over to Random 7 High School, and Glop has rearranged a few of the letters after the G. But we are going to get started with the NAB deck versus the Turbo Deep deck.
Yeah, so I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to switch to Garrett being the main point of view here.
Okay.
That should fix the problem.
What do we have here?
Boom.
What do we have? I'm really curious to see how this Turbo Deep deck plays out, as I had mentioned. I'm not familiar with the deck's play patterns and things like that. I've never really seen it in action.
Mm-hmm.
I would see it and it would die without really doing anything different from a normal deep deck. And I'm sure that there's got to be something. I guess it's supposed to go deep faster, but I don't know how much that plays into it. I think that the Maokai win condition is very valuable.
All right, see, where there's a will, there's a way, everybody. Watch this. Watch this. We're so good.
Ooh, gotcha coming down pretty early.
Bam.
How are we seeing gotchas and get excited out of Twisted Fate Nautilus and we don't even see it out of Ezreal decks?
All right, sorry, I just zoned out. Sorry, say that again.
No problem. Doesn't matter. I was just kind of entertaining the crowd as best I could while listening to your distracting problems in the background. Can you let me do what I need to do? All right. Garrett, not having a great turn 3. I mean, could get a hired gun down onto the Sump Dredger if that does come out here, or the... God, I don't know the timing on these hands. Okay. Okay, so Random Sand is, like, really far behind.
Is it really? Are they delayed that much?
I mean, the Sump Dredger's on field, and it's still in Random Sand. It's been about 7 to 10 seconds at this point.
Hold on, I'm looking back and forth. It looks... Might be off by about 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, oh, Garrett's stream is freezing now. Ugh. If we have to go one hand, we have to go one hand.
Yeah, we might. Hold on. Check it out here in just a second. Oh, there we go.
At least there's a bit of lull in the action in the first turn here. There's going to be some combat traded away. It's kind of depends on what this Jaw Hunters wants to go down onto. We do see a Yordle Grifter out of Garrett's. Going to get that one down. Can he get the steal? Yes, he does in Salvage. Not a bad pickup. Going to play out pretty well for Garrett's. But doesn't have the mana for the Make It Rain now into the Jaw Hunters. That one is going to get as much value as it wants to. Gets the trade onto the 3-3. Sump Dredger not going to be effectively blocked upon. And this would have been a great make it rain for Garretz, but falls prey to the pro pass and develops into a Jaw Hunters. And it looks like we're going to see Warning Shot come out just to level the, or rather accelerate towards the Gangplank Sejuani level up. Nautilus and Beast Below picked up from Random. Oh wait, did we switch? Yeah, Random. Okay, yeah, Random's on top. Okay, Beast Below. I believe that was picked up by the Jaw Hunters. That is not a main deck card at all.
Yeah, so I think what's gonna happen. Randoms is a little bit smaller because of the resolution, so I think he's gonna fix it for the next game, and then we're gonna use Random's perspective for the next game, so it should be fine.
Okay.
Just giving everybody a heads up in chat.
Garrett just constantly flicking back to the deck list to like check what he has to play around. But Garrett, I have the deck list open on a second monitor. I don't need to check. Put that away. Get another monitor.
Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, multiple monitors good for basically everything in life. Work, play, video games. It's always good.
Is he gonna fire off a Rummage here? I just don't really see the point in playing a Rummage if you're on 1 mana when you can just bank it into the next turn.
Yeah, that is a good point. We'll see if he does decide to go ahead and play the Rummage.
I think that's a turn behind. We're already past the Rummage.
Yeah, Random's... Oh, Random might be fixing it right now, actually, because the screen just went black. So that should help. Oh, no, he DC'd. He must have DC'd trying to change the... Hopefully not. Maybe he'll be able to get back in a second. We should be fine. I have faith in Random, guys.
Oh, boy.
I have faith. 5, 4... Hey! Alright, well, hold on. Let me see if it actually... he's back. It looks like he's connected again, but...
I'm gonna let you figure this out.
Yeah, hold on. He's reconnecting. I can see it on the screen. He's actually reconnecting right now, so just give it a second.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna get super lost in the sauce if I try to cast this and all of a sudden you flip perspectives on me. So it looks like Garretz is going to sort of prioritize the damage and the health on his Gangplank over his board, which I think is fine. Random really hasn't developed anything yet. He's not very high on cards in hand. I know we had Rummage, Jettison, Salvage, Nautilus, Beast Below in there, which does mean that he's not really going to play tempo effectively, but it looks like Random is still DC'd, as it looked like he timed out there.
Yeah, give it a sec. So I'm just going to go to Garrett's perspective so it's not confusing, and then we'll get everything set up.
Okay.
So we should just be on Garrett's now, and then I'll switch over when we have a shot.
Okay, so it looks like there was a bit of a discrepancy. Random was trying to summon pre-combat, but Garrett, unfortunately, like, Garrett played that as long as he could. The timer was about to run out, so he did have to move to an action. It looks like the players are just kind of being sportsman-like in chat here, which is a lot better than we've seen out of the chats in
like to see it
recent tournaments. Like 25, so it should be 21 after this resolves, unless I never know like when to check the deck. I don't know like how Salvage resolves, if like as soon as I play the card it does deck count, but it looks like it does wait until a full resolution, so we could see Random going deep here. I know he has Rummage and Jettison available to him. Make It Rain gonna take out this Sump Dredger onto the barrel, as well as, you know, theoretically going to trade on the Beast Below, but we do know that Random has the answer. It's just a matter of, does he want to expend the mana in order to make it worth it? Garretz could still Fury of the North to kill this Beast Below if he wants to, and with the way he's been playing so far, I think he's very inclined to. I think he really likes the idea of an open attack with the Gangplank next turn, potentially into a Make It Rain Riptide on the turn after. Oh, Garrett actually not firing off the Fury of the North does mean that this Beast Below will still be here to challenge out the Gangplank on the following turn. But the Gangplank going to level, so a lot of damage going to be pushed through on the attack. And I'm trying to do the math to figure out if this Gangplank represents lethal. I think it does with the Make It Rain, or just the Fury of the North rather, and there's no removal coming out of Random, right? There's nothing that he can actually do to kill a 10-10 Gangplank. Doesn't look to be the case. No stuns. Devour of the Depths is going to come out way too late. Yeah, this open attack from Garrett should actually just be the game here. Gonna get the barrel. Here comes the Gangplank. No reason to do anything else. No Vengeance available. No Riptides in the deck. Just double checking that there are no Riptides in the deck. Looking at the units and understanding that this should just be it. The block comes out. Oh, as well as something else. Going to be the salvage. That's not going to do much, though. Random just digging for an answer. One is not available to him. And this actually, I believe this is actually just lethal from the Gangplank attack. This will put him down to, oh, you don't have to do anything. Just hit OK. Yeah, and your opponent goes to 0 because Gangplank's going to deal 2 to everything. That's going to put Random at 5. That's going to put the Beast below at 1. And then the Gangplank Overwhelm just ends the game. Does the technical difficulties and the DC from Random. Garrett going to pick that one up. I feel like I've been talking for 5 minutes straight.
Woo! Okay, sorry. Yeah, I am back. I have almost got everything all figured out for this next game here. Which I feel like he's going to fix the resolution now, and I'm going to have to change it all again because he didn't actually fix it. So I'm going to probably have 2 hands here in just a second. Going to go ahead and set this up for you guys. Trying to give you as much as possible here. And it looks like we're going to go into... All right, so who just won that game, Boulevard?
Garretz.
All right, sounds good. It goes to show you how much I had to pay attention to all this right here. So we'll see if I can go ahead and get the 2 hands here. Which it looks like I should be able to, no problem. All right, so what is the next matchup going to be is the question here.
Okay,
looks like
so
I like how there's a Heimer, freaking Heimer on there.
Check this out. Garrett won game 1 against the turbo deep deck that we once again not really saw do anything. If Garrett's can just 3-0 this deck, we never have to see the spooky karma come out.
Yeah,
we could get away with just never seeing it. Oh, thank you, Random. God bless. Sticking with this deck.
We could be that lucky.
See is just like if you 3-0 a spooky karma matchup, or oh my god, if I have to watch 3 games of spooky karma in one match.
All right, and it looks like I am gonna be able to get both hands. Just give me 1 second here. I'll get this over for you guys. Put this bad boy up here. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did fix it. So, figures. That's my luck. That's my luck, guys.
I hate this bug that Garrett's just ran onto on the side here, where when you go to check the sort of history of the game so far, it only shows you 1 card that was tossed by the Dreg Dredgers. But I'm rooting for Garrett's mostly just because casting Spooky Karma is a pain on my vocal cords. Yeah, root for the Swain. Come on, chat, lend him your power. Gotcha going to line up nicely onto the Sump Dredgers. And Garrett, so far, you know, things working out pretty well for him. I think that the Swain Ezreal is going to do pretty well against a deck like this. Devourer of the Depths is really the only removal that is going to contest something like a Swain or a Leviathan. And that doesn't happen until the unit is, I wanted to say the unit is leveled, but until, you know, Random is deep. Oh, now we have both hands on both sides of the table. We flopped the perspective. You've thrown off my groove. Threw off my mojo. 1,000 Years Dungeon. Turn him into a llama.
We got it. We got it, everybody. We have the hand. It's a little bigger than I would like, so I'm going to actually make it a little smaller for you guys. But we have made it. We have it. All right. Garretz. Random7HS. I'm back. We're better than ever, folks. Woo. That was rough.
All right. So long story short in this matchup, Random doesn't have Leviathan removal. It is like the long and short of it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Swain removal until he's deep and Swain isn't leveled.
So this was one of the problems that we saw in the previous games as well, right? Where the Leviathan, nobody could deal with the Leviathan once it was on board. And I feel like that's been an issue a couple times today. Even the Demacia deck, we saw a Demacia deck play against the Leviathan earlier. I think it was this Swain Sejuani. And just had, even with the concerted strikes, was not able to deal with the Leviathan on board.
Yeah, Leviathan's a hell of a card, and it's one of the reasons that we see so many Swain decks. You know, that 8 health is just a lot, and because it only has to sit on board to get value, you're feeling pretty good.
Yep, and we see the Kempunk Pickpocket come out.
I think if the Chempunk comes out here, do you ever Thermo Beam that to set it up for a Ravenous Flock next turn?
Do you ever Thermo Beam the real? No, I don't think so.
I mean, it gets you 2 targets for the Ezreal. I don't think you really want to block this with your Ezreal. Maybe you don't care that much.
Yeah, I think you just take it and deal with the repercussions of them getting an additional card. Like, it's just kind of rough to spend 2 cards like that just to get rid of something so small in the grand scheme of things in terms of the game. But we are going to see the Thermo Beam. So it looks like he's going that route with the Abyssal Eye instead, seemingly.
Yeah, going to set that up for the Ravenous Flock next turn, as it is a pretty good blocker for both the Ezreal and the Swain, wants to get that one off the table. And Random so far, this is the problem that we run into with Lore of the Depths a lot, is it can be really hard to actually find the time to play the card. Even if you play it now, you still can't play your Abyssal Eye this turn. Random hasn't been able to float any spell mana. He's been staving off the aggression from Garretz. He's going to throw out this Ravenous Flock, and if Random commits the rest of his turn into another unit, oh, this is going to be disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
You can throw down another Chempunk Pickpocket to block if you want, but Garretz is going to have the stun available to him, unless this puts you deep, which I guess it would have to make this survive, but there's another Ravenous Flock for Garretz, as well as the Stun Spider.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Thermo with the Ravenous Flock onto the Chempunk as an option. One of my first things was going to be to say, well, you might want to save it for something like the Abyssal Eye, but not if you aren't prepared to deal with it also, quote-unquote, leveling up through going deep, which is exactly what happened. I mean, we do see the Swain get leveled up, so I think he's actually okay with it regardless.
Random's about to die.
Yep.
I think you're taking like 12 damage this turn.
Well, more if you... Oh, no, he can't play the Mystic Shot, so okay. Wow. That's a lot of damage, and you're getting some of that value that you lost back from killing that Chempunk Pickpocket with this Swain. But we see a Nautilus. Oh, man, the turn 7 Nautilus, and it's always scary, right? Like, no matter how far ahead Garrett seems to be right now, having a turn 7 deep deck is just like, that's the dream. I mean, I guess turn 6 technically is even better, but if you can go deep by turn 7 and play that Nautilus, it's looking good.
I mean, you have the Nautilus, but you don't have any follow-up for the turn because you never got down this Lore of the Depth. Garretz could develop, or he could progress day. It looks like he is confident in his ability to just go wide around the Nautilus. Mm-hmm. This is going to eat up the Arachnoid Sentry. I was going to say you could take the damage, but there is so much burn in Random's deck that you don't want to put yourself in that position. It looks like he's thinking about going for a Sentry on the following turn. Actually, just going to play it out. Okay, I don't like this at all. Why did you not play the Sentry first?
Why don't you... yeah, that is a good point. I don't see why he wouldn't have played the Sentry first.
Yeah, like you did the same thing, except you lost the Sentry for no reason. I think he's probably still got lethal.
Oh, so he
was level the Ezreal?
Yeah, he was going entirely for the Ezreal level because now he has a progress day on the attack token. He'll definitely draw into probably game at this point. Now, what he doesn't know is there's a Riptide in Random's hand. So that's not good. That's a thing. Now,
I think he just kills him here, right?
Yeah, does he just... The Riptide will put the Swain back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... this actually does force the Riptide onto the Swain as opposed to the Ezreal.
And the Ezreal actually stuns the Swain, or the Nautilus as well, thanks to the Swain ability.
Yeah. Gotta love that interaction. Gotta love it.
Still just lethal, right? You don't have the mana to actually deal with all of the units.
Yeah, I think it is. That's 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, wait, no. No, he's one off right now. But then it's gonna be lethal because the Ezreal lives. Like, this is the thing... The Ezreal attacking, everything attacking right now, forces the Riptide onto the Swain instead of the Ezreal, so now the Ezreal just lives until next turn to just unload spells.
No, you have a Devour of the Depths.
Oh, it's at 2... Oh, it only costs 2 as well. Okay. Wow. So this might actually still be a game.
I don't know. There's still a fair amount of burn in Garrett's deck. He can just play the Leviathan next turn.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. I mean, so Garretz does have a progress day to draw into something next turn.
Yeah. There's a lot that he can draw. There is a small window for Random to actually win the game here.
Yep.
Jettison meets Swain. Random doesn't have the burn to get it done at the moment. I think he has to go for the open attack, though, and try to take advantage of the fact that Garretz doesn't have any fearsome blockers, push through that 13, put him at 2, and then just kind of roll the dice. Who's going to draw the burn first? I have salvage. I could get it done. You have progress day.
That feels so bad. Noxie and Guillotine on a Nautilus, one of the best value trades you're going to get in the entire game.
And now this is definitely game for Garretz, who will get to develop this Leviathan. And, you know, we were questioning the value of this Piltover's on deep deck, and so far we have not seen it.
Wait, the value of the Piltover's on deep deck?
Yeah, like, why are we playing this specific version?
Because it's different.
I mean, like, we were like, oh, you know, show us how to win a game with this deck, and Random said no.
You know, we've seen it by a couple people now. Wasn't BBG playing the Turbo Deep Depth too? So
yeah, we saw him lose with it too.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, it's to the point where, especially because Random has been in Top Cup before, BBG is, you know, he's BBG. I feel like those sort of players that have been here, done that, they're like, all right, I've won, but I want to win playing absolutely ridiculous stuff and prove how good of a player I am. I honestly think that's, like, one of the reasons behind the decision, because I don't like deep already, but if I'm going to play deep, I'm going to play regular deep, because that's probably what's going to win me a tournament. But then again, these people are in the top cut, right?
Yeah,
so...
I get that, and that's where I'm questioning, because I'm like, I don't know how this deck wins a game. How did you get this far? Please show me. And then they just shit the bed when they get to me. It's like,
man.
I'm a, you know, I can do a backflip, and it's like, cool, you want a backflipping competition? Show me how to do a backflip, and then you snap your neck when you try to show me, and I'm like, how did you get here?
Yeah. Well, that was just the one time I snapped my neck. Well, all you need is one time, man. You just snap your neck.
So far, this deck is 0-3 on stream for us. We don't know how it wins a game. Nobody has been able to show us. Here we see 2 LoR of the Depths. I mean, if you're going to play this card and you're going to get value out of it, it is much better in multiples. So maybe this is the game. You know, you play it on 2, you play it on 3, you salvage on 4, you draw some cards. Start to get out real fast, but we haven't seen the Twisted Fates do anything.
No, the Twisted Fates...
here we go. Triple LoR of the Depths, baby. This is the dream, right? Nope, discarded one of them. I'm leaving.
Is this the dream? What is with this card? We posed the question earlier in chat. What is the deal with LoR of the Depths? And I still have not heard a good response to anybody being able to rationalize LoR of the Depths. Although I am taking the TF response off the table, because I don't think it's good enough to just say, yeah, it gets you a draw for the TF level up. Nah, I don't. That's not the win condition in this deck. But let's see. Maybe he gets the Devourer off of the LoR, right? Maybe that's what we see here, and it ends up doing a lot of work for him. And we also see, like, I love this deck, by the way. This little fearsome, ephemeral, Hecarim, whatever he's got going on here. Another original deck. Would be kind of cool to see this deck make it to the finals as well.
So something that I want to touch on that Garretz did here that confuses me a little bit is, if you're going to block the Chempunk with the Arachnoid Sentry, why not attack with it last turn? The Chempunk's the only thing that can block it. You're just giving your opponent more mana to protect his Chempunk.
No, I got to agree with you 100% there. The only thing I do want to say is we do see the Devourer come out. It's 5 mana. It's going to come down next turn. It will be able to come down early and get value on this field and give him a body to block the Fearsome blockers. So in this very particular matchup, having it earlier on turn 5 seems to be good, but now he actually has a Devourer and an Abyssal Eye. So it's like, I mean, I don't know, man. I still am just not sold on it. I guess we'll see here if this this tempo is actually what saves him the game.
Yeah, this is the space where it needs to exist in order to get value. It's a question of how much value does it actually get here.
Not
there's
much.
some like weird thing where Random's stream has been like pausing for a second and then like turbo speed catching up, so I haven't been able to keep up with actually how close to deep he is. I don't think it's very... He hasn't cost anything yet. It's just been like a LoR of the Depths.
Yeah, he hasn't... He's still a ways off from being deep. He has another LoR and a Jettison in hand, but it's going to be a little ways. Because he has to play this Devourer for tempo as well, instead of playing something like a Salvage, which you'd rather play early on. And he's probably going to have to play this Abyssal Eye to block some more stuff, too, on this next turn here.
Yeah, Hecarim's going to be a big detriment for Random here. If he's this far away from deep, then even another Devourer is not going to be able to take that out. And then once you untap, I have Deny Mana for any future Devourers, as well as the Rekindler. Like, this Hecarim is probably just going to take over the game.
Yeah.
especially if Random is as far from deep as I think he is. I think I saw at least a 10 there, so I think it's at 11.
It's so funny how, like, when Hecarim is played, he still seems so busted. But nobody plays him. Like, it's so insane.
So Random can go deep for 8 mana, which means he can't go deep and play Nautilus.
Yep.
If he expends every card in his hand, he goes deep.
Yeah, forced to play that Abyssal Eye as well, and gonna end up taking more damage again here, more than he wants to take. If he's not able to stay, if he can't go deep like next turn, I don't even know if going deep actually saves him though, because he has to spend so much mana to go deep. He's not gonna also be able to develop enough units to keep up with this Hecarim.
I think he just plays the Nautilus next turn so that he at least has something that can block the Hecarim without getting overwhelmed.
No, it looks like he's gonna go ahead and play the Abyssal Eye instead. Maybe thinking, okay, I need to draw as much as I can to find some options here. Maybe some heal or something. And this does also give him the salvage to play as well. So what are you digging for if you're just going the route of, let's see if I can draw some cards?
I think you're just trying to get yourself closer to deep a little more mana efficiently.
Yep.
And I think that he can go deep this turn if he gets the draw with the Abyssal Eye, or at least like will be deep going into the next turn.
And we'll see. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and get the glimpse.
Okay, so the double LoR has been working out for Random thus far, though I'm not sure it's enough to actually win him the game. Ooh, this is spicy from Garretz. I think we're going to see the Mist's Call here. Open himself up for a potential Rekindler on the next turn if that's the route that he wants to go.
Wow. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, wait, why is that Glimpse Beyond happening right now? But yep, Mist's Call is a card that we always say should be in the deep deck. Now seeing it in this Hecarim deck here, and another, okay, that might be game. That's a lot of units attacking.
I'm trying to figure out if Rekindler Hecarim is lethal, and I'm like 99% sure that it is.
Yeah, I like, without counting, like, he can't kill the Hecarim before the overwhelm damage gets through, so that's at least 4 damage just from the Hecarim, and then you're going to have another unit, like, you're going to have 6 units that attack, so I think it's game. Unless he gets a grasp off of this. And that is not a grasp. Jal Hunters doesn't do anything. Get Excited might save him. Yeah, I think that's game.
Yeah, I mean, if he had played the Nautilus, would that have been better? You're only actually having one attack hit you in the face. You have something to guaranteed block a Hecarim without taking any damage.
Is he actually? I think he actually doesn't have to attack with the Rekindler or the Mistwraith. I think he could just get all the 2/2s and still win the game, to be honest with you. But
I think because, you know, a 2/2 is going to hit you. Like, I like the attack from the Mistwraith specifically because it does set you up so that one Hecarim attack will still evolve your next Hecarim. You'll be at 5 out of 7 instead of 6 out of 7. And the Zonite Urchin doesn't get to block this, so you do have to make a trade for an Abyssal Eye or a... I think the Abyssal Eyes have to block the Hecarims, which puts you at 1. And then, yeah, I don't think this is enough. The Get Excited is going to save him for now.
Does this
but I
put him
don't
deep?
think it better. If it does, he might actually just win the game.
Oh, wow. Okay, he is deep off of that Jettison. That completely changes the game here, and he's only going to take 2 damage. Wow. That is a huge swing, and that is exactly what I mean by deep decks. Going deep on turn 7 like that. In this case, turn 8. Whew. And he's got a Nautilus coming down next turn.
You're like 10 seconds ahead of me, I think.
Wow, really? Wow. Okay, that's bad.
I mean, it's like a natural stream delay because I'm watching our stream because you're doing both hands, so I can't be in Discord with you. But
yeah. Which one are you watching?
Huh?
Which one are you watching? Both of them?
What? Your stream?
Oh, you're just what? Really? Okay. That's,
yeah.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
It is what it is.
Internet, man.
So we are going to see Random live with 3 life, and this does mean that winning the game gets a lot harder for Garretz. I'm pretty sure you just... I mean, so if Random goes for an open attack, Garretz can deny the Get Excited and potentially win on the following turn. But with all of the setup you're getting out of this Nautilus, this might not be the case. It's going to be a close one. It really comes down to if Random can find a little bit more burn, which I think this Twisted Fate is going to do for him. He only needs that one extra damage. You can throw out the red card. That gets denied. And then, yeah, Get Excited is going to finish that one off, which means we're probably going into Spooky Karma.
Yep, we have the Spooky Karma match coming up. We were worried about it. Looks like it's going to happen.
Garretz, you couldn't 3-0 him for me, could you?
Yeah, and it looks like, well, it is, yeah, I mean, he has to Get Excited. I think, is there anything that Garretz could potentially have to heal past this Get Excited range?
No, there's really no heal in this deck. There's Vile Feast, but that's nothing. Okay, so Rummage for the Jettison and the Sump Dredger. Now play the Get Excited. Now play the Get Excited.
Any minute now. He's looking through all of.
I've got a long game ahead of me, bud.
This one needs to go quicker. I think like it's funny too, right? Because I've always talked about this in so many games where like your opponent from their deck list doesn't have anything that could like prevent them from losing, but you still think to yourself like, but no, he hasn't. There's a deny.
There is still one more deny in Garrett's deck.
Okay, so there is actually a deny.
But you're never getting around that.
Yeah, I don't think you ever are. I mean, so can he just like try to launch it off now though and bait out the deny? Like, does it really matter? Is he ever going to lose the game otherwise?
I mean, if you wait until next turn, the only thing that you're doing is giving your opponent one more turn to draw deny.
Yep, and it looks like he is going to go ahead and launch it off, and bada bing, bada boom, that is the game. We're going to go to Game 4, so what was looking like it might be 3-0 on the side of Garretz, Random picks up a game, and we're going into Game 4.
Actually, like, I don't think I would necessarily call, like, holding back the Get Excited for that long, like, playing around deny, because you're not actually playing around it. You're not playing around it, you're just not playing into it. You're not getting around it. You're not circumventing it in any way.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree 100%. And also, I shared my screen on Skype. Does that help?
And my Skype is laggy.
Yeah, isn't everything?
Yeah,
that's internet for you.
No, Skype froze immediately, as well as having half the screen blurred out. This is literally as bad as it could get. Thanks, Skype.
God, we tried. Well, stop that then. No sense in doing that. So try pulling up both their streams separately. Like go into the. Are you in the Brazilian Discord?
Okay, you say the Brazilian Discord. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 of those.
The one with Cythria with her hand up in the air.
Yeah, I have to find it. I recently folderized all of my Runeterra channels.
Oh, you know that's probably a good idea. I should probably do that. I'm not gonna lie.
I do not have whatever permissions I need.
Oh, really? That sucks.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, we'll fix that for next time then. But I would pull up Random's stream and go off that because that's the one that's like our primary point of view instead of my stream.
Yeah, I'll just have you in the corner for the.
Yeah.
For the hands.
Come on, because Random's the real VIP here. Like, let's be real. Come on.
Really? You want to this man queued up a Spooky Karma deck. You want to tell me he's the VIP?
Actually, yeah, I take that back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you don't want to cast this either, but
no.
Here we are. We mentioned a little bit earlier that we think Garretz could be favored in a matchup like this. When we saw Agigas pick up the win in Duels of Runeterra 13 with Spooky Karma, a lot of it was off the back of the stall power of the stun effects coming out, but those are not as effective against a Hecarim deck.
Yeah, and we do see the Callista come down nice and early here from Garretz. Pretty good start to the game, being able to get 2 fearsome units down, potentially level this Callista early, but, you know, I'm hard-pressed to even, like, think remotely that any sort of aggressive deck will actually beat Spooky Karma. Like, I just feel like Spooky Karma just wins. Like, after at least 5,762 turns, Spooky Karma will win the game.
I mean, we do see this concussive bomb acting as a Yone here, really punishing, not going for an open attack, and now your Callista is just going to die to the block here from this Tail of the Dragon. Actually going to throw that one on the end so that you take a little bit more damage first.
Yeah.
The question is, does Random want to throw this Emerald Awakener under the bus of this? Oh, yeah, he does. Says, yeah, I'll stay at 17 life. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, block off the Callista, so the Callista will die, not being able to level up. Going to sacrifice the 2-2 there, but going into attack turn with spell mana full. He's got 8 mana total. We aren't going to be able to see a Karma come down. Is just going to go ahead and drop the Withering Wail, probably just to stay mana efficient, if anything. And I imagine we'll see the... Do you think we'll just see a turn 6 Karma here on the next turn?
I don't see a real need to. As we had mentioned earlier, Karma Heimerdinger was really the only deck where it felt super effective to get on-curve Karmas out, because the spells gave you advantage no matter how bad they were or how random they felt. They still gave you turrets. In a deck like this, I think you're really just... I could see it just because you have the Rekindler. You can throw it out, kind of see what removal you can get out of your opponent, because there's really not a removal in Garrett's deck. I think there's a good chance that it sticks. But is that necessarily better than the Hapless Aristocrat that you would be okay with blocking, but with no... Actually, the Hapless Aristocrat can't block anything. That's 4 fearsome units for Garrett's.
Yeah, we are going to see another stun come out. Stuns on stuns on stuns, summoning some Tails of the Dragons. And this is where things just start to get kind of painful for... Is he?
Okay. That is one way to do it.
That is an interesting decision, and that does get the job done. Yeah,
that's going to give you a pretty big swing. And Random, this is not necessarily where you want to commit a Deny or a Will of Ionia.
Yeah, it feels bad if he... he could have... Do you deny one of those Vile Feasts?
There are denies in your opponent's deck, and there are harrowings you're going to have to fight over later on.
Yeah.
I think that's really why we're not seeing a deny out here. You're willing to take that one swing. Look at how beautiful this board is for a Withering Wail. Off the top, Random, show me the whale. That's not a Withering Wail.
That is not a Withering Wail. That feels bad. And yeah, we do see the Karma pretty much forced to come down now. Next turn he is going to have a Vengeance. I don't know if he even really... Vengeance doesn't take care of... well, that feels bad.
Yeah, he's getting the stats on board. I get it.
Yeah, so you can see Garrett's just really going all in on just being aggressive. And that's what you have to do here with Spooky Karma. Doesn't really matter what happens. You just need to attack, 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 and hope that Random, in this case, is not going to find the answers that he needs. Luckily, not having a Withering Wail, like you just mentioned, no top deck there. But we are going to see the Will of Ionia prevent 4 damage from this Callista.
Well, it looks like he's thinking about doing it a different way. I definitely think it behooves you to throw out some kind of spell this turn. And unless he can find a Ruination or another Deny, Garrett's does have 2 Harrowings in hand.
Yeah, he has 2 Harrowings in hand, which is probably just game, right? We're going to have an Emerald Awakener that will be able to block on Garrett's next attack turn. But I don't know if that's really enough. What is that, a 6/6 when it's, leveled up, so to speak?
Yeah.
So
when it's enlightened.
Yeah, when it's enlightened. That's the word. So I don't think that's enough heal, right? To actually get through 2 harrowing like that. Or no, Deny will get through 1 of the harrowing, but
it is going to take essentially 4 turns for these harrowings to come out.
Mm-hmm.
But if Garrett's can pick up a Deny in the meantime, then he can just actually fight over the harrowing and push that one through. He's actually got to clean up his own board a little bit. These Spiderlings are playing against him a little bit in this Rekindler harrowing war.
Hold on, very quietly. There is a Shadow Flare in Random's hand now. So now if he goes to block with anything, he can actually board wipe even if he doesn't trade down with every single unit on the field. Everything's 1 health right now, so that might not matter yet, but that might matter in the future if Garretz decides to develop another big board.
And this could be a massive pickup here from Random. Actually gets the Splinter Soul, which can create another Rekindler and just fill the board with Karmas.
Yeah, and here comes the Emerald Awakener that will get him back in this game. I think this might be the stabilization point, which, kind of stands to reason. We're at that enlightened point in the game. We're at 10 mana. Karma's going to get them double spells out nice and easy. Probably going to see a Deep Med get lots and lots of spells to the hand. And yeah, this is starting to look to be that point that Random stabilizes and starts to just drag this game out for another 70 turns without Garrett's being able to win.
It'd be like that sometimes. We constantly see the Spooky Karmas falling down to 1 or 2 HP and then clawing their way back to 20 with all of the healing that they have available to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even using the Sonic, giving it double Challenger. Now we're doing double +2, so we're looking at a 5-attack Spiderling about to take on one of these fearsome units. And hey, we got another Resonating Strike. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Throw it on the get some extra value out of your lifesteal. There is a
glimpse.
Glimpse Beyond. I was about to call it a deny because it is a
It's
denial of the
basically a
life steal.
deny. Yeah. It's a deny. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is a big deal, being able to prevent 10 heal. It essentially is doing 10 damage when you think about it, which is pretty freaking good.
Not how I think about it.
But I'm curious to see how Garretz can actually push through any additional damage, because now this Emerald Awakener will just be able to like attack next turn for 6 anyways.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Garretz. This is really a critical stabilization point for Random. There wasn't any Hecarim picked up, so the Rekindlers aren't getting anywhere near as much value as you kind of want them to. And because his board was clogged with Spiderlings, he couldn't even try and fight over these Harrowings and push those through. This is not going to do what you wanted it to, Random.
Wait, what happened? What did he just do?
He made an ephemeral Rekindler that then summoned no karmas. I guess he was just clearing out his hand for deep med.
Well, no, he Poro emoted. So I don't.
He eyeballed the interaction, as far as I could tell. Like, he was aware that that was what was going to happen. I'm pretty sure this was just to, degunk the hand for deep meditation.
Wow, you really like don't value that. I feel like Splinter Soul's really good to get another karma though. Like, that's not. I don't think it's worth declunking your hand. I don't think it actually matters, because this game is impossible to win for Garretz now, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of weird that he would decide to do that on purpose and clear out his hand. But I do see the reasoning behind it if that's the case.
I think he's decided that one karma is kind of enough, especially with this Emerald Awakener getting the hit on Garretz. Being back up to 8 life, that's pretty healthy life total. And these Spiderlings are going to stick around for a while. I mean, they can block into the Rekindlers, but outside of that, they're really not doing much. There's a lot of fearsome cards coming out of Garretz, who really needs to find a Hecarim.
I mean, he needs to fight, but does a Hecarim actually do anything?
Over the course of a couple of turns, it can, but I think Random's kind of got this one locked up once that deep med went off.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about too, right? Like, so Garretz has an established field. So Random can actually block with everything, not kill everything, and still play the Shadow Flare, and everything's going to end up dying after one of these combats. I don't know if that ends up actually happening. It's definitely a little bit of a mana commitment playing the Shadow Flare, but there's just so many options now for Random to just decimate Garrett's board and just get rid of any aggression that he might actually be able to conjure up here.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I wish you had the flash the hand button. Like, if I show you that I have a deny and 2 ruinations, it doesn't matter how many Harrowings you have. Well, if you had 4 Harrowings, yeah, okay, you got me. You got me on that one. I'll give you that. But you don't.
Yeah, still sitting on these 2 Harrowings, and we do see obviously a deny on the side of Random, so even when that comes down, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think there's ever a point in the game where Random goes below 4 mana to like not have deny mana available to him. So yeah, this is oh my god, this is it. We called it. This is the spooky guys. Anybody in chat, guys, gals, friends, all right, this is spooky
Steel
karma.
Formations.
This is Bright Steel Formations, comrades. This is not Sparta. This is spooky karma. And it's very, very painful. If you don't win before turn 10 against spooky karma, you actually don't win. You just don't. So I imagine that's what we're gonna see here. I am trying to like rack my brain, right, and be like, all right, we all know this usually just ends with Garrett's losing, right? But is there any kind of interaction where he actually can put together a turn to attack and deal this 11 damage? I don't think so.
He has to pick up a 3rd Harrowing and a deny, or both denies, and then over the string of multiple turns, have his Harrowings not work out, float 13 mana into the next turn, and eventually one of them can get through. Because you throw off the first Harrowing, Random denies it, I deny that, they let it go, he ruinations. I fire off the second Harrowing, he ruinations. 3rd Harrowing, Random currently doesn't have an answer for, but I have to be reviving Hecarims.
Yeah. You'd have to revive. Well, at this point, is this the second Hecarim?
I believe this is the first Hecarim of the game.
Okay, so we're talking about Harrowings back and forth here, but like, what about this? Like, Oh, hey, we're just casually back at 20. We literally just talked about this earlier, where Karma decks will go down, or Spooky Karma will literally go down to like 1 or 2 health, and now, hey, look, that number has a 0 next to it again. You thought you were gonna win, well, you're not. At least, hey, all right, we have a second place prize here. The Hecarim has stayed on the board. Constellation prize, let's go. We have a Hecarim.
I'm pretty sure you just die when random feels like attacking next time.
Yeah, yeah. All right, what do we do about this? This is
nothing.
This is
I let this happen.
You just let this go through.
Go ahead, homie, hit me for 9. You're either killing me in one shot or you're not killing me. This Grasp of the Undying says gain 9 if I can hit a unit enough times. I probably can't do that, but...
Oh my god, this is nuts. It's so does... But, okay, as the Spooky Karma player, do you just, like, continue to not attack? Or can you just actually try to end the game?
I mean, you can start proactively using removal and ending the game. You do, theoretically, just have lethal on the next turn if you go for an attack.
I mean, yeah, I listen, if random trolls and starts just, like, passing because, hey, I'm a Karma deck, I don't really care what happens. I'll just pass and you'll eventually deck out. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
I know how I feel about it.
Okay, never mind. I was trying to be nice. I know how I feel about that.
I'm not. Plane tickets to Brazil. I'm coming for you, random.
Oh my god. So, in this tantalating turn 7,556, we have random with a lot of cards versus Garretz with not a lot of cards. Who will win?
How eloquent we put.
I thought that was a good way to explain the board state.
You thought wrong.
Oh my god, man. So, I just want him to attack. Thank the Jesus he's attacking. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not at any risk if you attack here, right? I mean, maybe one of your karmas dies. Actually, this Thresh is going to pull another karma. So do you really care? This Vile Feast will kill this, God, I can't. Frenzied Skitterer. That used to be the best 3-drop in the game, and now I can't even remember his name.
Wait, what 3-drop?
Frenzied Skitterer.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, what happened to that card, right? Wasn't that, it was a 3/3, right?
Yeah, it lost 1 HP.
Yeah, that's all it took to absolutely decimate it into oblivion.
I think Brood Awakening getting nerfed also hurt it quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we see the casual 5 Vile Feasts come out. You know.
Thank God for the board limit.
Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be I mean, all right. Well, here, okay, we're gonna get a missed call. Garretz, you gotta give credit to Garretz. He's not giving up. On the bright side, I would rather random win this game so that we only have to see one match of the Spooky Karma. Right?
Well, actually, if Garretz wins here, then Spooky Karma's out of the tournament.
No, sorry, random. I meant random. If random wins, we only have to see one. Did I say Garretz? Really?
No, you said random, but if this is game 4.
Oh, sorry, if Garretz then it's just out.
Random.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, so
no, that's not happening.
Either way, at least we only get one game.
For now.
Gigas made us watch 2.
Yeah, thanks a lot of Gigas. What is it with That was at Duels of Runeterra too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Duels of Runeterra 13. He was the last Duels of Runeterra was won by a Spooky Karma deck, so Random's going to see if he can run that one back.
And we see the first harrowing. Can we get 3 harrowings through?
Actually, okay, so consider this. Deny this. Okay, yeah, I forgot that we actually, like, why didn't you tell me that I can't deny my opponent's deny?
Wait.
There's 5 denies.
Oh, yeah, well, if there's a karma, well, you can deny your opponent's deny if they don't have 7,000 karma on the board. That's how that works. Oh my god.
I've been talking about that out for a while, and you just never corrected. Do you even like me shit?
I you know, a little bit. You know, it's every so often I enjoy casting. Oh my god, that was.
I forgot that part of the Spooky Karma matchup is the potty break that comes after.
Yeah, I mean the game takes long enough.
That always happens.
The game does in fact take that long.
How could I forget the Spooky Karma potty break?
Let me go ahead update.
Part of Legends of Runeterra gameplay.
Update though. No, there's just a 2 there. Update the score for you fine folk, and we are now waiting on game number 5 of the matchup. So, actually going to go ahead bring it back on over to us for a second while we're waiting here, because we got nothing else better to do. And what is... Alright, so, Actually, with that said, yeah, a little bright. Oof, wow, you all right?
There you go.
Yeah. So
it's because I had Smash GG open. That one doesn't have a dark mode yet.
Oh, really? It doesn't? I didn't know that. You mentioned that Agigas won the last Duels of Runeterra with Spooky Karma.
Yeah.
How concerned are we that that's now 2 Spooky Karma in a row that has made it as far as it has in Duels of Runeterra?
Since this is the one format where we're going to have 3 Duels of Runeterra because the patch was pushed back a week, very.
So what you're saying is we might have another Duels of Runeterra with a Spooky Karma in the top 4.
It is extremely possible. That is very much on the table.
Oh man, why you gotta put that in? You all right? You can't put that out there in the universe, man. You gotta keep that stuff to yourself.
It's already here.
Yeah, it is already here.
It's like we got into a car accident, and I was like, man, it would really suck if something happened to your car. And you're just like, why would you say that? It's like, well, it already happened. My neck's broken. My seatbelt is mangled.
Oh my god, man. Well, on the bright side, we did see a lot of other original decks today. So as much as we're seeing Spooky Karma, we're oddly enough only seeing it in like one-offs, right? Because I don't think anybody else in the top 16 is running Spooky Karma. Does that sound right?
No. Yeah, that sounds right. It's a difficult deck to play.
It is. It's a very high skill level deck. You know, you gotta have big brains to play it. So, or mainly, I think it's not so much about having a big brain. I think it's more so about having good endurance of the brain. If you want my personal opinion, but
yeah, it's well. The thing is, like, it's a hard deck to play, and what I mean by that is like, if you make the wrong play, there's a chance that you just lose on the spot.
We're going into the game.
Oh boy,
let's go. Yeah, and I agree. I think. And any long-term control decks like that are difficult inherently just because you are playing more turns of a game, which means more turns that you could possibly screw something up. And that's exactly what Spooky Karma is. It's max turns. So, but now we have this same Hecarim deck that we've been seeing here versus basically it's Mono Demacia, which is I think it's just one Fury of the North that's in there, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. One of the first times we've seen straight up Mono Demacia today. Most of the Demacia iterations have been Garen or like this is Garen actually, I believe. It's just 3 Garen, no Fiora or anything. And it's been like Garen Fiora or Garen Shen or Shen Fiora. A lot of Shen popping up again. So interesting to see this Mono Demacia version in the top 4 here.
So one thing that I wanted to ask you about is we see like a little bit of variance among the spells in these Demacia decks. Kind of a hodgepodge. Here's a couple 1-ofs, here's a couple 2-ofs. No riposte coming out of Random. So it feels like Random just said, you know what, I was going to run 1 riposte, but Fury of the North is just a better card. Is that something that we agree with?
Do I think Fury of the North is better than riposte?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so because...
I'm inclined to agree.
And I think... one of the major reasons is because you can't stack barriers.
Yeah.
I think that does have a huge impact on anything.
I mean, that's
that
the only
has
barrier spell in the deck. I mean, I guess you are playing Fiora, so you do have a couple of Fiora's ripostes available to you.
Yeah.
So you could get into a situation where barrier stacking is relevant. So far, turn 4, Garrett's doing the opposite of the Spooky Karma deck in his Ionia Shadow Owl. Puts Random down to 10 HP. Or just about. Gets down a couple of mist rates too, man. It has been so long since we've seen mist rates, I feel.
It has been. And so that's why I am kind of excited to see Garrett's piloting this deck into the top 4 here. Playing Hecarim, playing Callista, playing all the mist rates. Mist rates were pretty popular in They Who Endure decks for a little while too, but that eventually got axed for the better version of basically the self-harm, kill everything on your own field type deck, even Neverglade Collectors, which actually... really random side question. We didn't really see were Neverglade Collectors in the They Who Endure decks today?
They were in a couple of them. It's something that people are kind of fluctuating on.
Okay.
Personally, I like it a lot because I like the Sejuani version a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing too many Neverglades today, which is why I bring that up. So just curious.
It's something that people are kind of playing around with numbers wise. It looks like we're going to see a proactive Ranger's Resolve fired off here.
Yeah, and you gotta love Ranger's Resolve, man. Just such a good card. Every time that thing gets played, it just feels like it's like double or triple deny a lot of the times. It just gets so much work done on the field.
Does that even like do anything? I think it saves like 1 health on your Fiora.
For this.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's good. Yep.
That was better.
Yeah. Right. So basically, yeah. Now you're getting 2 trades. You're saving 2 units with a 1 mana burst spell. Like that's nuts. Here you go for all you peeps in chat, because I care about you guys. I care about your brains. I don't want you guys to hurt yourselves and your eyes and your brains.
Oh, are you rearranging random and Garretz?
Yeah. Okay. I'm that kind of guy. All right, I care about chat.
Ooh, this is where Cythria comes in really big. This is not something we talk about because it never comes up, but Cythria contests Hecarim better than Genevieve does.
Yeah, 100%. Genevieve just feels bad. It's just gonna trade with it. Cythria, this feels so good, and this game very much could go either way from here. I will say, very small board on the side of Random, so he won't get too much value out of this next Cythria and Genevieve, but he does still have the Laurent on the field, so he will get at least something.
There is a possibility for Random to just win the game this turn.
Ooh. Wait, 18.
Or at least force out a defensive harrowing.
Oh yeah, the Relentless Pursuit showing in hand there.
Yeah, you can scout attack to kill this 3/2. Then attack face with everything. That's 11, 17 damage. And then, go for that Relentless Pursuit victory. So, yeah, Garretz is actually probably going to have to use a defensive... Oh, no, actually, he picks up a Hecarim, if I'm seeing this hand correctly. I'm having a little trouble seeing Garrett's hand, but if he picks up a Hecarim, that's actually going to be fine because you can just block with that, and then you can even miscall it a little bit later.
Yep.
Actually, is that enough to survive? As I'd mentioned, the first swing is theoretically 17 damage.
And so let's see. All right, so he does decide to play the Hecarim, basically saying, okay, take it. And again, just this Challenger we were talking about before, just Challenger with Scout. Genevieve just so good. Able to get not only the 3/2, but the Hecarim on probably the follow-up attack here. I imagine we'll see Glimpse Beyond come down at some point, unless, like you said, he is going to try to do the missed call, which I think is probably the smarter decision. If he sees the Relentless Pursuit come down... So, did you do math real quick? Does the missed call save him from the Relentless Pursuit?
I believe it does.
It does, okay.
I haven't done all of my math. 1 second.
Where are them sticky notes at?
So theoretically, we take 9 damage the first time around. We revive. Yeah, he should be safe.
Yeah, and it's so funny to think that this could be game with it being 18, right? Like, this puts him down to 7. And now, you got to figure we are definitely going to see the Relentless Pursuit, right?
I would assume, yeah. It's a pretty safe bet. And if we don't see the Relentless Pursuit, then I'm pretty sure Garretz actually wins on the next turn with the Harrowing. But he has to be able to float that 3 spell mana into the turn.
If he plays Miss Call, he loses,
this is
right?
lethal anyway. Yeah, this is lethal anyway because the Challenger. I forgot that all these Challengers were surviving.
Yeah. Wow. Random. Holy bejesus. That was
at least
quick.
At least the Spooky Karma players have been gracious enough to bless us peons with the Masia decks so that they can hard body people very quickly.
Well, yeah, at least we have the other 2 games were quick, right? Jesus, man.
Yeah, I mathed out incorrectly, assuming that you blocked the biggest unit. I forgot about those Challengers.
I'm going to go ahead, give the victory fanfare.
Last I checked, Chad was up 2-0 over X-Bane as well.
All right, Random advancing, which means, unfortunately, we're going to see some more Spooky Karma games in the finals. But the finals were lit. I'm not going to lie. You got to tune in once that video goes live. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and turn on the bell so you know when that video goes live. And as always, everybody, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.